definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Right. Right now, despite talking about the chemistry and long-standing history that Team JaimeHR has, Blue Team Pride of Japan, if you would, is taking a dominant lead here in Game 1 in Winter Semifinals. Fukurou just lost, who's the Kirby player, he just lost his first stock not that long ago, and Wario is still hanging on to his third. So I tried to look into whether they team a lot in Japan, and they don't do a lot of teams in Japan is the first thing to note. The second thing to note, great weight from player 2 is Jaime, actually, and Superboomfan is player 1. They don't do a lot of teams in Japan, partially because just oftentimes they don't have time for it. It's not that they don't like it.
Right.
And the other thing is that they typically play with with team attack off.
Oh, very different. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can mess up your own teammate and like not even worry about it. Things like Kirby forward smash are really good in that mode because you don't have to worry about hitting your teammate.
Yeah, or Donkey Kong's. You know, but you could play a lot of these other characters.
Of course.
Projectiles, probably. You know, Mario and Luigi's fireballs.
Shoot right past
Spam them constantly.
And so it's interesting to see how they adapt to and the other thing is I don't think Wangera and Wario have teamed Wario and Fukurou have teamed very much in the past. I think they've played a lot in the past couple days, maybe the past week or so.
Right.
But they're not long-standing teammates with maybe the chemistry that Team JaimeHR might have.
But they obviously have that outstanding singles presence, and you can see here, despite maybe not having that experience.
Look, they're getting team combos with each other almost on instinct alone. You know?
Yeah.
I may be understating how much they've played with each other. I'm sure every time they go play with each other in Japan, not all of them live near each other.
And he tried that fade back.
Well, I think he went for the up B, and then he realized he just wanted to die sooner so he could get back to his teammate. And we got Boom alone here against a 0% Wario Wangera, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
So really interesting to see. I'm just going to call them Team Pride of Japan. I'm just going to copyright that right now.
Well, they're not the only team from Japan, so
true, but they are the
can't count the others out.
They're
the premier.
They're the two Japanese players who have come to the U.S. and won a singles tournament here in the U.S. Wario winning Genesis 3 over Superboomfan, one of the most famous sets of all time.
Right.
And of course, Fukurou coming only recently to Snosa this past June and taking that tournament over Marigua.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we haven't seen Kikoshi, who's another one who's won a major.
Yes,
in America.
Over Isaiah, years ago.
But yeah, these two, arguably the best Pikachu and Kirby in the world.
Right, and if not the world, certainly in Japan. I think there might be some people who have some things to say about that at this tournament, but we'll find out. But
yeah,
certainly,
exactly.
Their doubles presence has looked great. We saw them get a few team combos last game, and I don't know how much of that is intuition and how much of that is they've talked in the past few days about getting those things together, or they've teamed with other Pikas and Kirbys before, which is a common team composition, and they know what they're doing.
Right.
Fukurou teamed with Hio.
Who's that? Let's Go? Snosa.
Snosa,
That's
yes.
right. Yeah, okay.
Hio went Pika.
Okay.
He didn't go Yoshi.
So Team JaimeHR, though, they typically weren't always Pika Dittos. Or I'm sorry, not Pika Dittos, rather team, double Pika. Previously, they played, Mario and Pikachu.
Their old team composition for a long time was either Pika, Mario, or occasionally even Jaime would play a lot of Kirby too. Yeah. And that's a really standard, so you're going to probably be seeing a lot of that this top 8, so we can probably mention it now, is that double Pika and Pika Kirby is not double Kirby so much, are by far the preeminent team compositions that you see in doubles at a top level.
You'll see them much more than anybody else. Occasionally, at least one or the other, usually a Pikachu mixed in with somebody else if it's not Kirby.
Yeah, and
this is really a lot closer than the last match here. And actually, Team JaimeHR with a lead.
Very slight, yeah, it's a slight lead. It depends how quickly they can take the stock from Jaime, who is now off stage. Oh, beautiful down air.
And this could be a difference. Oh, I thought maybe Jaime was going to try to take advantage of having Fukurou off the stage there. But his concern was getting back.
Wario able to get back as well, yeah.
Yeah.
But Fukurou in trouble here. He just lost the stock, finds himself off stage. He is able to grab the ledge, and that's huge for him, honestly. Got a little bit of 1v1 action here.
Yeah.
Oh, but a great target switch there from Fukurou to try and get the kill off of, dang it, who's the light
Which
Pika?
Jaime, I believe, is the
yeah, Jaime is the light Pika, correct.
On a nice that up air escape out of pressure when they're behind Pikachu is so useful. Right. And in teams, you really need to figure out moves that you can poke and get away instead of trying to follow up with these big hits. You need to use things that are safe so that you're not going to be vulnerable from your opponent's teammate coming in and taking advantage of you while you're trying to, make the most out of your offense.
And I was talking to someone recently. Oftentimes that means using moves that don't take as long. So using wow, an SD from Wario and.
Wow.
So also that isn't a pausing in between stocks. Yeah.
In teams?
Pausing in teams in Japan, I've been told this, isn't like a big issue in Japan. They just let it go. Whereas like here we're starting to talk a lot about stricter rule sets.
Ooh. And Boom was
Boom basically told him, So one of the things that's been happening in the scene recently is, particularly in singles, but it happens sometimes in doubles as well, is pausing. Sometimes, pause, and the rule states that you should lose a stock. Sometimes players are like,
the rule states that you shouldn't lose a stock. That you should, right?
That you should lose a stock, yes. And sometimes players are like, nah, don't worry about it, just play. I just want to play. Yeah. But the
commentary
on that recently has been like, don't do that. Like, literally always demand to take the stock.
Yeah.
Even if it's your homie, because
I think it promotes that consistency, and then otherwise that people don't do it because they feel bad or they feel like it'll make them look some sort of way. But the truth of the matter is this is a competition. We're playing competitively, and you have to either adjust to learn not to pause the game or remove your start button. There are ways around it. Right. And it's shame on you for not taking those precautions prior to the tournament.
And it's a little bit of it's a competitor thing too. Like, you want to play them at their best, but you have to punish them for making mistakes, and that includes violating the rules like that.
Yeah, so. Which is a sort of off the court mistake, so to speak, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But a mistake nonetheless.
Ooh, wow. I like that little forward air as he was getting the forward throw from Kirby.
Interesting choice of that up tilt. That was, I think that's kind of reactional a lot of time for Kirby's. Yeah. But when you have a Pikachu at a percentage, in the 90s, you're just pushing him out of combo range there.
Right. Right. And so we have a very slight lead here for Team JaimeHR. And that lead has evaporated. And actually, it's now a lead for
a slight percentage lead, right? Yeah, for Team Pride of Japan, as you were calling them.
Exactly.
Great jab.
I feel like it has to be mentioned every single time that a double set is played, but percent leads are not a huge deal in dubs oftentimes because if one person hangs onto a stock and the other one gets into the action, like,
wow! And that was a crazy up smash because it kills his teammate, and luckily he's able to follow up the down B so that
I thought
it's sort of an even trade.
In there, yeah. I thought Fukurou was going to be able to save him, but I think he recognized a little too late that he was going for the down B and it was all over.
Right.
Went for the punish instead. Really turned this around a little bit for JaimeHR. They were in trouble, but able to at least take that stock. Still down a full stock here, but again, you want to watch the stock count more than the percents a little. It's really important for the players to keep track of who is at higher percent, but you can't be thirsty for that kill, right?
Oh, and Jaime is able to sort of make it back to the stage. He's still surviving here.
But Boom and Fukurou both take a lot of damage there. Oh, great escape from Wario. Oh, no, and then a terrible escape from Wario. Commentators cursed.
That is huge for Team JaimeHR here. Oh, let's see a little team combo.
It's an even game, stock-wise.
And that was really smart for Jaime. Even though Boom threw a Wario toward Jaime took one neutral air hit onto Wario and then decided to go for Fukurou, because otherwise Fukurou was going to come in and lay the smack down there. So good heads-up decision not to follow through, and that's Boom a lot of what teams is about.
Okay, they will get that stock on Boom, so It's looking like another strong victory for Team Pride of Japan if they can just team combo. This is where to practice it, right? In the middle of top 8.
Jaime is able to get out of that teams combo here, but and he runs in to try to get a quick grab.
Fukurou actually did get the grab, but then still got hit by the down air from Wario.
Jaime's not out of this yet, especially with team attack on. You know,
exactly.
This seems
really tense.
Ooh, a bait there.
People who may or may not be familiar with doubles often look at a 2v1 and they're like, oh, the game's over. But with team attack, and they do close it out, but with team attack it can be a little tricky because basically they have the person who's the team that's the one has the agency to like mix up where he's going to be, whereas both people are trying to go for the same target.
Right.
So you end up with a lot of hitboxes flying into the same area.
Yeah.
And you could end up hitting your teammate.
And that's a lot of your strategy, I think, as a single player against 2 players, is to lure them into hitting each other.
Put out moves that are going to cover lots of area, lure them into hitting each other.
Great combo breakup by Boom to come in there with that up air.
Boom actually just hit Wario right into Fukurou's up tilt, and Fukurou had to stop up tilting Jaime because otherwise he would also get Wario. And they take that stock on Wario. That's big.
Yeah, that is big. Wario flying in here, though, pins him in the shield with the nair, and he'll get that grab.
Wario misses that down B. Jaime's still living, but at high percents.
I'm so glad this is a best of 5. Sorry, rather best of, best of
Yes, best of 5,
okay.
yes. You didn't misread anything. Oh, wow, okay.
Nice
great
rising
finish
there.
Yeah, great finish there from him. He probably could have hung on the ledge. He just said, you know what, I'm not going to chance. He gets that pixel, like I'm just going to get that nair. No, Wario knows that guaranteed stuff. Almost a shield break. Now, shield breaks actually aren't like the most awesome thing in doubles because half the time all that happens is a random hitbox from someone. Fukurou in trouble. Gets the reverse ledge DI. Oh, wow, okay.
Great follow-up.
Great finish there from Jaime, to get that stock. Okay, Wario off stage.
Yeah, and Fukurou came right back in though, and kind of saved Wario there.
Yeah.
The one thing about having 2 of the same characters, if you're both off stage at the same time, there's a lot of kind of recoveries that overlap each other. Whereas like when you have a Kirby, he gets back so slowly. I
totally agree. One of the like things about double Pika versus double Kirby is that double Kirby or double Pika doesn't exactly like Pika isn't as good of a support character as Kirby is. He's not as good at occupying the other player in long combos and hanging on and putting hitboxes out on the edge of space.
Right, he doesn't have any spikes to those sort of just like opportunistic moments where you kind of down air with Kirby on your way back to the stage. And
the reverse of that is that if you're Kirby Pika, you don't have the luxury of both of you being able to be the aggressive character. If Kirby is up there in the way, it's not nearly as good of a scenario as if Pika is the one who's being the aggressive attacking player.
Yeah, I
agree. You have to work on your spacing chemistry a little more, I guess, like your team spacing, like where you are in relation to each other. Whereas Pika, you could fly to all corners of the wind and still be like, okay, we're double Pika, just do the Pika things.
Oh, that's a great runoff nair follow-up.
From Boom,
He recovered and immediately saw that opportunity.
And they brought this game back, and we're looking at a potential Game 5 if Team JaimeHR is able to close out these last 2 stocks.
Yeah, Boom, the lone player with 2 stocks here. Great jab grab.
Boom has been playing amazing this game. Oh, wow. The double up smash to cover 2 options. Oh, this is looking not good for Wario.
And Boom was really tricky on the ledge, too, to be able to grab Fukurou. And he and that was so smart. Jaime just stayed in shield, and Boom said, I don't care that Jaime's there. He's going to shield this, and I'm going to get this hit. Confirm
that
it.
Hitbox, yeah. Yeah, so that's a really rough scenario when it's a 2v1 edge guard. One person just grabs ledge. That very valuable option on a recovery is now gone from you.
Especially if Pikachu.
And especially if you're Kirby recovering. You now have to land on stage, and Pika just has so many options to be able to take care of that. So a very convincing, I wouldn't call it a comeback because
don't call it a comeback.
Team Pride of Japan never really had a convincing lead that last game, but Team JaimeHR was able to really get the lead towards the end of that game and close it out. So I honestly don't know who is favored.
Yeah,
in Game 5
you know, it's been going back and forth, and the Japanese team has always kind of had this one step ahead. I would say they're probably the favorite here.
Oh, but this is an early lead. I totally agree with you. I realize I asked a question and then things happened.
No, dude, but you're right. Red team hasn't been touched yet, basically. A single touch on Jaime, so.
And no touches on Boom, one hit on Jaime. They take 2 full stocks, 1 from each player. This is going to be quite a comeback. Wario makes a tech error off stage.
Oh, Jaime, great nair there.
I think both Jaime and Boom have really stepped up their game towards the end of this set, whereas I would have totally agreed with you. I think that Wario and Boom, or Wario and
Fukurou were maybe the favorites, right?
Yeah, they especially after game 1, they look at, and that's the stock on Fukurou.
And Wario's not even able to get in there and get a hit on Boom during that down B. Jaime manages to keep him at bay, right?
I think we're seeing a lot more of vintage Team JaimeHR Jaime, in my opinion. So we're used to, as we talked about, him playing the more support character like Mario or Kirby. But I think he's really I've noticed he's found his role, as you said. Boom sort of was taking care of business there.
Yeah, and Jaime's playing a support Pikachu.
Right, which is and the way to play support in all Smash games, and 64 is no exception, is you stay on the edge of the action and you throw out the hitbox that's most inconvenient for your opponents.
Right.
So he was just hanging out there. Oh wow, there goes the stock for Wario again.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to see a huge comeback here.
Team JaimeHR with a 2-stock lead. That's great. That's Jaime supporting again.
Jaime coming in right in between the up tilts, gets a down air to interrupt that combo.
Oh, and Fukurou does a nice job of getting back. Jaime was making it very difficult. Threw out a forward smash and then a down tilt.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that. It's not like we've seen Fukurou and Wario make a lot more mistakes towards the end of these games and this set. It's more just Boom has been playing exceptional, and as I said, I think Jaime has just kicked in that little support role that's working out great for them.
Yeah, and enough
this
can't
could be a quick kill.
And it is.
They are able to get that. If they can get this kill on, okay, a little bit of miscommunication, but they are able to get that kill.
And enough can't be said, though, about a support role. And, if Jaime isn't playing support well, he's accidentally bumping into Boom, or they're bumping into each other, then Boom can't do what he's doing. So.
And if you do play good support, who better to play support on than Boom? Boom he's the man, right? The man, myth, the legend. This is a little bit dire straits for Team Japan. They could find themselves in losers here. No jumps for Fukurou. Okay, able to get back.
Jaime just gets up and back throws Wario, and this is looking like Team JaimeHR is going to take it.
Oh, with a team combo to end it. Beautiful.
Yeah, and that's going to be Team JaimeHR. Wow, and that I think that is a bit of a comeback.